Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Today is a Saturday, beautiful Saturday. Most people are off. I hope you guys enjoying this day. Maybe you will see this video later. I know it's kind of about to be dinner time here in Michigan. And therefore, I have just one insight I want to share with you guys. There is one thing that we often do, and it's really can spoil the date and the fun, is when we turn a date to an interview. I don't want to use a curse language, but I felt like sometimes I feel like you have to make things clear, but still I won't use it because sometimes there are kids around watching as well. So don't turn a date to a interview, to an interview, investigation of the case. That's what we tend to do. We're trying to get the knowledge about the person. We're trying to evaluate them, and of course, we do want to know things about the person. We do want to know what is their situation, where they at, but not all at once. Not all at once, and not when you have this bubbly stage and you enjoying yourself and you just kind of asking all these questions as if you would be in a job interview. It's not very fun. It's not very fun. On top of that, there might be some sensitive issue, and it might take the person back to bad memories. Maybe you will ask questions about their ex, or about their marriage, or ex, or about their ex relationships, or where they work, and all that. And as long as we're taking like one thing at a time and just kind of going with the flow, the date can be a lot of fun. But when the person just sits there and they should answer your questions, it is the most annoying thing that you can do. And especially if you, for example, if you run to the person and there are some obvious things, maybe this person is an immigrant, don't make it to this, okay, how much oh my gosh, Thomas, you crack me up. Thomas is saying, I swear I've been through more third degree hearings than a repeat offender. Yeah, we all tend to do those things, and how easy is that to ask a bunch of questions like that and make a conclusion about the person. Of course, you want to make sure that the person isn't married, the person is single, or the person is available to date. But too much information, too many details as the first couple of days is overwhelming, And the women are also pretty bad with that. I would say, Ukrainian women are often very curious about your relationship and why you quit and why this and why that. I think that there is never again you're gonna have time where you can flirt and have fun. And one of the best things to talk about is about what you like to do in your free time. Or maybe you have the jobs that you love so much. Well, you work on some kind of passion project. Ask people about their dreams, about what they want to do, like where they want to travel, their hobbies, their favorite things to do, and just go with the flow. I would say even that, just go with the flow. But it is so annoying, guys. I like everybody else, I've been through, different things, and I have people who telling me about their experiences, and I'm like, God, how many, how fun it is to sit on a date instead of flirting and kind of exploring your feminine qualities. You have to sit there, yes, no, I've been here, yes, I've been married, I've been divorced, I've been this, I've been that. It's like, give a person to give an impression of them on you without having the prejudice, because the more information the person will tell you, the more prejudice you will already have about that person. Let them start fresh. Don't put them in an old place. You will know with time everything you need to know, but keep it fresh, keep it fun. Do you guys agree with me? I see a couple guys here Thomas, it's nice to catch you on Saturday night. Scott, hello, nice to see you. So the comments are usually delayed here, but if you guys, you are free to share your opinion, and girls do that too. Especially I told you guys that Ukrainian women have this trust issue a lot of times, so they're pretty good investigators. But you are the leader. Remember, guys, you are the leader. And Ukrainian women give you that chance to take pride in your leadership. You are the leader in taking on a date, in leading. And if she doesn't like something, she will tell you, but she loves when you lead. And also that you lead the conversation, make it about her, just kind of get a feel of her personality, what she is like, what she is about. I love joking. My thing is, if I don't know what to do, I usually gonna laugh, just laugh all the time. Yeah, yes, dating site is another thing. It's really 50-50. From one point of view, you can meet people just like you meet them in reality, and sometimes there are many people that are very happy and met online, but it's hard work. I agree with you, Scott. Dating sites versus domestic or international, there is a lot of scammy people. There is a lot of people that not showing who they really are. There is all kinds of things like that. But sometimes you just explore all kinds of possibilities, and it is hard work. It is annoying. I know many people who told me that they absolutely hate dating because it's like, it's a lot of work, and you get nervous, and very often you get disappointed, and it's not always that fun. So it's hard work, Scott. I agree with you. By the way, guys, I have an opening for Monday night. It's probably gonna be Monday night Zoom call. We're gonna have our VIP group guys coming, and we're gonna, talking about these things, and just having a discussion. So I have an opening. So if anybody wanna join, just send me a private message, and I will send you the link. I prefer to know who it's going to be. I used to have it open sometimes once in a while, but we no longer have it opening because some people jump on, they have no audio, they have no camera on, so we have no idea who is this. And we're talking about very intimate things sometimes at the VIP club, and so kind of want to know who is on the session. So one of these days, one of these weekends, I might do like an early time Zoom, so my followers from Europe can join, because I also have some VIP members from Europe as well. So, haha, that's a great question. Gina Garay, I hope I said it right, says, how do we keep the conversation rolling with a person who is on the quiet side? Yeah. This is a very, very good question. Sometimes I feel that when we feel that we are overpowering the conversation, sometimes one of my techniques is to like slow down. So becoming even more shy than the other person. So especially if that is a guy and we want him to kind of get him to act and to kind of be, take take the lead. Sometimes as a women, sometimes we feel that we need to fill up the quietness, the silence, and we kind of taken over. But I feel that sometimes we need to be even quieter than the guy. So maybe then he will feel, oh, I can be in charge now. Another strategy with a quiet person, very often the quiet people are very deep, is to find something they really like. Maybe asking them, what passion projects they work on. Maybe the books they are reading, something that they do, and they do not have many people to talk about that with, and just let them express themselves. Because a lot of time introverts, people who are quiet, they actually very good at listening, and they really have a lot to say, but they kind of sometimes want to be humble and let other people express themselves. So kind of figuring out what is their favorite thing to do. Any introvert that loves something, and you can spot what it is, what passion project they work on, and or what they're working on or researching, or whatever interests them. If you really ask that, you will see some shine in their eyes, because we all love talking about what we love. There are some things I love doing. I have to control myself, because when I go to socialize, somebody would give me the opportunity, I would talk the whole time about that. And otherwise, if there is no common topics, I'll be very quiet. By the way, yeah, I mean, very often people aren't as introverted as they look like. So they just don't like small talk. They more like conversation into depths. They want to talk about something into depths, and they think they might bore you. So kind of slowing down a little bit on your initiative and let the other person express what they, something about them. I don't know about you guys, I love having deep conversations. This is a lot of fun for me. It was interesting because I just last night was talking to a happily married couple, and they had a little bit, I wouldn't say an issue, because they get along great, but the wife told to the husband, is like, hey, you have to start talking about these deep intellectual conversations when we are out in public. People just want to talk about their dogs and cats and children. No wonder you have no friends. That it's actually something that this lady was holding on, but it happened an accidental situation when she actually told him how she really feels. She felt that he always talks about ideas, he's very driven, he did a lot of great things in his life. So when they go socialize, he talks about intellectual things, challenging, intelligent, different ideas. And let's just put like that, she was half asleep. And, sometimes you say things that you wouldn't say otherwise. And so I thought I could not stop laughing for probably, I don't know how long. It felt forever. I thought it was hilarious that, your conversation are too intelligent, too intellectual. No wonder you don't have friends. Like, people want to just small talk. But, we can always get along. If that's the goal, we can always get along with the other person if we really want to. And I think answering number 3, my answer to this question is trying to get a feel of a person, because every person has different approach. So some people really don't like to talk a lot. It's true. Maybe, maybe their love language is touch. Maybe they open up if you hug them, or something like that. Sometimes some people feel very bonded when they talk. So the love languages is an awesome thing to learn. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Scott, I didn't see your first comment because it just went up. They don't really stay for too long here. Yeah, but see, intellectual, smart, interesting, yeah, it can be different, it depends where we are, You probably don't want to go, deep into history when you're out in the pub, but when you're out on an exhibition, you could. So, yeah. And I think also, guys, another thing is, we need to see the body language. That's gonna be my last point at this life, is the body language. Sometimes when we are like on the first dates, it's really important to see if that's, that person is really responding. When they are looking into the eyes, when there is a great eye contact, when there is laughter, when there is a little bit of teasing maybe going on, where there is a great exchange, it's not just like a monologue, when there is maybe just a little bit of touch, like the other person is reaching out for your hand or your shoulder, It's very pleasant, and this is really adds to the bond, helps the person to take off the anxiety, because sometimes when we're going out on a dates, we feel a little bit anxious, you know, especially if we really like somebody, we can get real anxious. And when somebody just give you that, you know, kind of half hug, you know, like when they like touch your shoulder or your hands, it's very, very pleasant. And if the person is positively responding to that, it's a very good sign. It's a very good sign. So you can actually relax a person by just giving them a very simple but genuine, you know, hug or handshake if it's maybe business meeting and you're nervous. And, you know, with ladies, you can always, you know, like touch your hand gently, and it will make you feel more connected to you. It's really amazing, but those little things that we just don't even think they're important, they actually are very important. And they're very pleasant when they come from the right person. That's you working on establishing the communication. So, but when the body language, the verbal emotions isn't there, when the person, you know, they hide their eyes, they're on the phone, they're kind of closed up, they sit and they're all kind of scooched in their hands away. You know, by the way, I'll try to show you this, guys. You know, when you talk to somebody and the lady opens her wrists like this, when you see a lot of your inner hands, it's actually sign of, also it's a sign of trust. You know, it is a sign of trust. It is a sign of connection. It's something subconscious. And of course, if she's playing with her hair, her neck, that is also showing her interest in you. So she gets playful, and it's something that happens, just happens. But those are nice signs that she is interested, she's enjoying you. And especially like if she like take your hair away and she opens up your neck, it's actually something very like almost on like hormonal language. She opens up, you know, she makes in that step forward, she's enjoying your company. And in some ways, you know, she's inviting you to continue engaging and continue the conversation. Well, okay guys, my number one thing today also would be super important is excuse me, it's when you are at the date, do not put your phone on a table. We're all guilty of this, we're all addicted to our cell phones, but when you're on a date, you take sound off your phone and you put it, you either leave it in a car, you maybe put it in a pocket, or, you know, in your coat. It should not be on a table, because the phone on a table sends a signal, subconscious signals, that that person isn't that important. Plus, you'll be more likely to open the phone, check some notifications, messages, and so on and so forth. Give that time to you and your date, whether it's a new date or somebody that's already special, somebody you're already in contact with. Give them the big gift of your full presence. When we feel, also answering Gina's question, when she asked about quiet people, also introverts, they are very sensitive to distraction. If they see you on the phones, if they see you checking something out, they won't talk also. They won't be engaging so much, because they need to feel comfortable and have your full attention when you talk. So show respect, show that this date is important to you, and take your phone away out of the eyes, out of reach, and no sound. We are too busy and too distracted nowadays, and the right woman will make a notice that when you were around her, she was your complete focus. You know, she was your complete focus. You were not checking anything on your phone. You were eyes to eyes, and you create the beautiful contact. So that is my message for today, guys. I hope you enjoy your time. and more videos are coming. I'm happy that you guys following my live videos. Hello, Gino, and thank you everybody who was here. Yeah. Well, yes. Sometimes you get on the phone when you want to escape a bad date, but well, you know what? If you have a bad date, why do you have to be on your phone? You can excuse yourself and go early, you know? Gina, you're very welcome. I don't have very many female followers, so I very much appreciate you as well. Thank you. And guys, I wish you a wonderful weekend. If some of you going on a dates tonight, have a wonderful date. And don't forget to get your phone away and do not turn your date in a job interview. Thank you so much, guys, for all your support. And I will see you next time.